sure some of this stuff gets out of the way too, because Dad's going to be here Thursday, Friday.
All right.
Yo. This nigga come after the game, like, nigga, Jack ain't even starting, bro. What's up, people?
Hit it if you getting on. Invite already sent, cuz. This fucking cat's bad as hell. Oh my God, it's the fourth time snapping on one. Yo, we had somebody that gave put a Holy Moly donut shop, right? We had that this season, right? Somebody donuted somebody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm mad. I was slipping. I ain't talk about that. I hate when Matt get on every show because I know he's mad as hell. I ain't mad right now. Oh my God. I got you, bro. I got you. This fucking cat bad as hell. This fucking cat bad as hell, bro. They don't belong in no. They belong outside, bro. I don't know who the fuck. They mom and dad must have been wild animals or something. These fucking cats, bro. Oh my God. All right. And hits the franchise guru. I am here. We already back. Episode 7, season 2. Real Talk, the show. You know what I'm talking about? The wolves come out late night. Wolves come out during the late night. That's all we talking about, man. You know, I'm here. We got people on playing games right now. We got guys that will be tuning in and will be commenting and all that. And I'm here with the best co-host on the podcast right now. You know what I'm talking about? You know, we about to get into a heavy debate where we'll start arguing this shit. Fernando catfishing right now. Oh God.
Let's go.
Yeah, we about to mute these motherfuckers. They about to get all the way muted. But with that being said, after I go mute these two motherfuckers, with that also being said, man, again, we got a big debate, and we're gonna do it differently. You know, our last debates we have done have been over a particular team. This time we're gonna do a division, and we're gonna have a lot of conversations of 4 teams in the division right now. So, tune in. We got a lot of going on right now, man. Just a quick plugs right now. Really, no more off-season moves happening right now because of, trades aren't allowed to go through right now until the end of the season. So Skibibbles, all he want to do is talk about if guys got hurt, if anything going on, amongst the league. Also, some of you guys need to look at your teams. I'm a man of my word. Let's just know that. If I feel like y'all doing what y'all need to be doing in the league, I'ma show love. As simple as that. Because it's deserved, man. Guys work their ass off to make our league great, and because of that, I feel like they deserve shit. And Matt, don't worry. I got a big rapport over there. Rob's the guy over there. Remember that. You and Rob, do what y'all want. Y'all niggas gotta start learning how to do shows, man. Fuck out of here with that shit, man. You know what I'm talking about? Learn how to do shows right now. I'm back. I'm happy as a motherfucker. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm super happy right now. Thank you, guys. Anyway, You look at the news, you know, you see career day on the ground for Ronald Jones. That's nothing new. That guy does this in and out, week in, week out, right? You got so the Broncos lost 55-14 to Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're not going to talk about that yet. I know Craig would love me to talk about that with big win right now, but that's not the week we're going. We got to go back to week 13 before we week 14. Sorry, before we talk about week 15s and things like that. Not talking about turnovers benefit the Jaguars. I'm just going to read off the news shit chart. We don't got real plugs to pull in right now, so we're just going to Chargers lose 35-17. Chargers. Wow. Jaguars. Wow. Uh-oh. Bears visit Doolittle football team. It's a big game right here between the Chicago Bears and the football team. Very big game right now. This is an important game for the football team. They really got to go out there, stick their necks out, and get the dub right now, man. Simple as that. We're going to get into a great conversation. You already know how I do. We're going back into the weeks. We got to go address what happened the week before because that's part of everything right now. We haven't really gave y'all game-by-game breakdown in week 14. We don't know who played what, did, when, what, where, and how. So we're going to get into that. You know what I'm talking about? That's the first thing we're going to start the show off with is games being played. You know what I'm saying? Who played, who did what during the last week. So bear with the kid. We're gonna get over there to it and do what we do. You know what I'm talking about? All right. So Lions Jets will not be talked about. These fucking cats bad as hell, man. I mean, we're gonna count how many times she yelled at the cat tonight. So far, that's been 4 times since I started the show. These fucking cats are bad as shit. Guns, you want me to can I mail a couple of them off to you? I mean, let me send 2 of them your way. These fucking cats, bro. These motherfuckers are ridiculous. All right, so the Lions and the Jets game wasn't played 28-23, though the Lions fought it all. Bills-Dolphins game, we're going to start there. And when we start in these games, we go, dig into what's going on right now. Now, these 2 teams are hot teams. These 2 teams are the 2 outside teams looking in right now. So this was a big game. They had to play each other. The team that won this game is going to take a lead into getting into the 7th seed at least right now. So we dig into Young Camden and Young Demon. They got to dig in and see who did what. We know they put up 420 total offensive yards, and one team put up 452. On the ground, Young Camden got busy, 217 to 124. In the passing game, 296 to 235. 21 first down, 16. Somebody got the 15 first down, John. 5 turnovers to 2, and usually when you turn the ball over, you lose the ball game. Simple as that. So we get into player stats and we dig into what they did over here. Brett Williams, Guns. Brett Williams, 101.6 QB rating, 242 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, was only sacked 1 time. I'll stop there for a second, Guns. Did we talk prematurely too fast about this guy?
Well, it's not like it's not like we didn't give a vote of confidence. We just thought that he was thrown into the fire a little bit early. So it seems like the offense got simplified for this young quarterback, and they may be on to something here. I like what I've seen thus far.
Hey man,
I like to see him keep going.
This is the benefits of watching every Real Talk show. When you're watching them, that means you're paying attention. If you're paying attention, that means you're picking up on keys. And what's going on right now, you saw 200 plus on the ground in the run game, so you got to go look at that. Vince Weber, we talked about him at a high value. He got 21 in the clip for 193, averaging 9.2 and 3 touchdowns in this game. He balled all the way out right now, man. The young Tim Howard got shut in this game, 3.7 yards a carry right now. But the game starts here. Vince, you want to take pressure off your quarterback? Get your running back the ball right now. We've been talking about how this was a great pickup, a great draft pick for the Dolphins and Young Camden, and he does what he has to do and get that man the ball 21 times for 193, 9.2, 3 touchdowns. I will ignore the fumble because, hey, man, 21 carries and only 1 fumble. I'm cool with that. In the passing game, young Johnny Manning stepped up for 3 catches for 85 yards and a touchdown. Remember I said he got a bunch of young receivers. When they grow up, they're going to be a problem because speed kills. They all over here flying. They all are track star guys right now. And here you go, 28.3 in the clip. Every time he caught the ball, he gained 28 yards. Simple as that. He had a touchdown. We don't see a Waddle something right now. Let me find out that number 1 corner for the Buffalo Bills had Waddle talking about, chill, son, you're not doing nothing today. Them little 3 catches ain't going to be official because you ain't do nothing behind it, 66 yards. Knox had 5 catches for 63 yards, and Will Fuller 4 for 55. Young Will Fuller, who went from the Dolphins to the Jaguars to the Buffalo Bills, comes back to Dolphins and plays the Dolphins, and he produces. He, you know, when you play on a team that traded you, you want to show off, right? Gotta go out there and ball out, show off a little bit. 1 touchdown on defensive side of things. We'll go dig into it. We'll talk about anybody that got a tackle for loss. That's what we want to talk about. All right, Aaron Ridley, the young safety with a tackle for loss. Jalen Phillips, Ed Oliver. Sacks, we ain't seen that many, but Buffalo had 1. Carlos Basham Jr. When you're running the ball, your quarterback ain't getting tore up. 2 interceptions for Javon Highland. Xavier Howard catch a pick every game, man. He might be the best corner in the league. Shaquille Griffin balled out in one of those trades. Man, he looking good. All his trade players making plays, and Terrell Williams always stepping up with an INT. Dolphins, 1 game over 500. Dolphins, 1 game over 500. Looking to fight their way back into a playoff run right now, Guns. I mean, a few short weeks ago, we was talking about this team making mistakes, not doing the right shit, GMing wrong, not hitting on all 4 phases, and blah, blah, blah. Quarterback situation wasn't good. They should have, we knew the quarterback is a great player and going to be a great starter in this league, but we just didn't think he was ready. And the 2-5 record was proving that. And the one thing about being on our side, the guys that criticize and get to talk about, we can say what we want, and we can always cover up when we say something wrong. We can always come back and say, that you're doing something wrong, we could tear it up. You're doing something right, we could talk good about it right now. So I'll say this. He saw his own vision, he's staying with his vision, and he gonna ride out with it. And riding out with it got him looking pretty solid right now, and making me, look like I didn't know what I was talking about when it came out to this Dolphins team. What about you, Guns?
I mean,
we wasn't wrong. I don't think we was wrong, right? We wasn't wrong.
No. But I don't want to get too far ahead. I want them to stay where they are, stay patient with the offense. Don't change anything. Take 1 game at a time. Don't look ahead. Don't think about nothing else besides that 1 game in front of you, and keep that kid on a trajectory of where he's going. I like where he's going.
Yeah, but they got big wins too, man. I don't know how many games in a row they have won, but they got some big wins. They beat the New England Patriots. They're knocking chips off the block right now. So Dolphins, keep doing what you're doing. Put your head down. Keep playing good football right now, and having them young boys keep developing. That's all we want to see, man. We want to see you doing what you're supposed to do, how you doing it. Simple as that. And what you're supposed to do is your way of doing it, and your way of doing it, with a little bit of guidance and keys that get thrown out there by us experts. Nothing wrong with that. Texans, Eagles, man. I'm tired of this Eagle team, bro. They starting to piss me off, for real. Like, come on, bro. 73 points, 17. This game was played late night. He waited up for Mark. Show Mark some love. Instead of making Mark get up and play him, 6 hours away, he waited for Mark. Good game in the first quarter, though. First half, it was a 17-17 ball game, I think it was. Yes, sir. 17-17 going into halftime, bro. No. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. 14-7 game in the
Who did that for Mark?
Rob waited up for Mark, right? Mark our guy, right? So we ain't gonna say nothing negative about Mark. Alright, but come on, bro. 567 offensive yards. This Eagle team is soaring right now, man. My girl going to root for you, Rob, because she's an Eagles fan right now, and that's the only time they winning is when you play with them. Pow, 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 pow. It ain't a show without Mom Dukes calling for a car. Ain't never a show without that. What's up, lady? Yes, I am. You just called me 5 minutes ago and asked me that. In about an hour. I love. We're back. Where them things at? I need me one right now. Oh, God, where them boxes? Let me get these. All right, so 167 offensive rushing yards to 259. We fly high, no lie. We ballin'. Eagles 308 in the air, bro. They doing it on the ground in the air. I told you the triplets is balling. They at an all-time high right now. And then Deshaun Watson is the best quarterback in the league this year. Period. 14 first downs apiece. 339 total offensive yards. The Eagles had 645. They was on their way to 1,000 stack. 5 INTs. Turnover game is what it looks like. Now let's go see what these quarterbacks did. Deshaun Watson, 132.9, 311 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 pick. Jalen Hurts, the ex-Eagle, 555.3 at 134, 2-2, 6 sacks though. In the run game, Phillips had 18 carries. He touched 100. Reagan's had 92, Gainwell had 77, and Sanders had 67. They all touched the end zone. Simple as that. The triplets, they do what they do over there. D-Hop, 6 for 203, 2 touchdowns. He like, man, this league, I'm still the veteran seasoned receiver. And for all you young guys that got all these young guys with all these dumbass names running around here like this the XFL, know who the fuck I am. That's what he's saying right now. D-Hop, man. The more he win games and the more he put up numbers, the more he looked like he know exactly what he was doing and the moves he made put him in a situation right now, man. Because DeAndre Hopkins, would you be surprised that we're in season 2 and got some of these rookies running around and that D-Hop will still be one of the top receivers in the league right now, Guns?
No surprise at all.
Me either. I'm not surprised at all either. I'm not surprised at all,
professional.
bro.
He works hard at his craft. He got the best hands in the NFL. Period.
Route runner, he does it all. He's legit. Devontae Smith finally kept the 71 yards and a touchdown. We had at Austin Fort. For whatever reason, Mark got this butt-ass tight end becoming a good tight end because he always scored touchdowns so far. Now, the young rookie is still struggling over here, Adrian Carmichael, and it's looking like maybe he's not in the right fit right now. Rieger had a touchdown. Brandon Cook scored as well, and Kenny Gainwell had a touchdown off the backfield. Those Eagles flying high, baby. That's what they do right now. We'll come back to them and see what the hell they about, why they about, who they about, why they doing what they doing right now. Are they the class of the NFC right now? Class of the NFC, or are they alone? Is there any other teams balling like the Eagles right now? I don't know. But we do get to the Chargers and the Chiefs game. This game was a fucking shootout, right? But this shootout was crazy because it was a shootout, and then like the fourth quarter shit got real ugly over here. Some turnovers happened. 28-point score in the fourth quarter by the LA Chargers, man. All I know is Coach Corey got some shit going on over there, Coach Carter. Now, we talked about Coach Carter at a long length, and I said that, man, you know, this team beats up on the teams that he's supposed to beat up on, and he's been losing to any team that's a playoff win, that had a playoff appearance, right, or a winning record. So far, and then he goes out there and he takes care of the Chiefs, and he heard that, and in the middle of that game he put up 28 in the fourth quarter right now. But then 654 offensive yards gained, 204 on the ground, 450 in the air. They dominant, bro. 675 total offensive yards. Guys are putting up, man. Guys are their offenses are starting to click right now, Guns. Is that scary? The whole league is starting to find their own rhythm. You know, season one, everybody was getting used to the game. You had guys that had been playing the game a month before everybody else started playing it. So they was flying high, doing their things, and then everybody else started to play their games to catch up. And Corey is still behind the 8 ball because he didn't play the whole first season. So for him to be putting up numbers like this, are you impressed with that, or do you feel like it's the fourth place schedule that allowed this to happen?
No, I'm definitely impressed by it, because one of the things we talked about was those that neglected their team, how they will be stuck behind the 8 ball. So shout out to Coach.
Yeah, he putting up the yards and all that, but again, I'm not going to go with that. I'm going to say he's just doing this to teams that got fourth place schedules. Even though this is the first game that he really showed out. Eight touchdowns for Justin Herbert, showing how elite he can actually be. 3 interceptions. Patrick Mahomes looked like dog shit today. He turned the ball, 357 yards. He threw 3 touchdowns, but 8 picks, bro. You can't be elite out here donating like that. That just can't happen, man. Now, I get it. Some games you just, whatever. But what I say about Patrick Mahomes, the moment he become a game manager and not be the guy that got to play hero ball, is the moment this guy gonna go back to being super elite. And until then, he's gonna be hero balling, and them hero balls turn into INTs. Right? I don't think you gotta go any further than that, because we know he's giving Hilaire the ball. Hilaire touches the ball 20 times a game right now, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns. Eckler had 100 yards as well, but Breida had the touchdown on this team. And you go to the receiving stats. Reek, 5 catches, 215, 2 touchdowns. Has Reek fell off, or is he quiet because there's so many other receivers putting in work right now?
Yeah, I think it's the distribution of the he's distributing the football to other players, and also the emergence of the running game is kind of eating into his carries. I mean his receptions a little bit. So nothing to be worried about, because when it's time for Reek, you gonna get Reek.
Right, because he averaged 43 yards a catch in this game. He scored 2 touchdowns. So for 215 yards, he was balling. Keenan Allen, I love the fact that Corey has Keenan Allen playing. Most guys wouldn't even want to play with him because of the speed. But this guy making him still look like who he is. X-Factor receiver with 5 catches, 168, 3 touchdowns. But Bryce Moss is the surprise player over here for the Chargers. This guy is unstoppable at tight end. He's the best tight end in the league this year. 9 for 164 and 3 touchdowns. I don't need to go see nothing else. All I needed to do is see those players do what they do. Simple as that. You get to the Steelers, the Bengals game, 38-24, they didn't play. Colts, Titans, 31-7 Indianapolis. Now we got to stop in the points because Mike put up 31 and held somebody to 7. Simple as that right now. This Titans team has been struggling all year right now. I think they're going to have to need a couple of draft classes before they can turn it around, or a scheme change. Which one you think is more likely to happen? The draft class and drafting in the top 10 for 2 years straight, or a scheme change, maybe a regime change. They got new coaches over here because their coaching staff got fired like a motherfucker over here. They got canned. And since they got canned, they got new coaches over here right now, man. They got the interim coach right now. And he seemed like, after giving up 31 and only scoring 7, they not hiring him back either. The players don't want nothing to do with him either. They talking about you got rid of the head coach and made the offensive coordinator the intern coach, and he the reason why we don't fucking want to play now. The fuck, 31-7. Let's go see what Mike did stat-wise right now. He had the rookie quarterback Davion Branch, 99, 139, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. The other rookie quarterback threw 4 of them things. In the run game, Joey Adai, man, 21, 139. 2 touchdowns. Derrick Henry, 17 for 52, 30.1, and a touchdown. The coach shut the shit out of Derrick Henry, and that's the problem. Derrick Henry is getting shut over there, and he unhappy as well. I think they should trade Derrick Henry. What about you, Guns?
I agree. I think that if you were serious about turning that franchise around, then that may be a major piece, to use to get you going in that direction.
Yeah, because he got a small window with a Derrick Henry right now, man. He at that age where guys ain't gonna want to give you nothing serious for it, but it's some guys out there that are coming to get Derrick Henry and help change your program around right now. And I think this guy, and the way he coaches, he can play without a Derrick Henry. I think he can use that as a centerpiece of a trade and make some shit happen over there. And send Derrick Henry on his way. Let that man finish his career and be happy. And then bring yourself in a little speedy short back that you can run around with and do some things and get that passing game going over there. I do like the quarterback situation. I just think they gotta, they doing the right thing. I mean, they splitting time between both the quarterbacks. Just both of them struggling right now in that offense. All right, so we get down to the Rams and the Seahawks. 28-17. This game was skipped. Patriots, Packers. New England put up 66 points on the Green Bay Packers. Are we seeing the last of Aaron Rodgers?
This may be his last hurrah. I'm looking, it's going to be sad to see. I'm starting to look at, the sun setting on the careers of Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. We're really about to see a league without those guys, and that's going to be real different to see.
Yeah, man, you talking about 2 of the greatest, man. I'm gonna flip the script here. I think Aaron Rodgers will leave this team and won't play another down for them. And I will go on a limb and say somebody that got a really good football team and a quarterback away will be playing with Aaron Rodgers next year. And give Aaron a shot to get one more one more of those runs to go try to get to a Super Bowl. Okay. I really see that happen. I don't think he's gonna retire yet, man. He didn't throw any interceptions in this game. He just didn't do anything. Jordan Love. All right, so look, they already making a switch pretty much. Jordan Love played the game all day. He threw 8 INTs. Niggas go to the Pro Bowl off of guys, man. Come on, bro. 8 picks. That make me don't even want to look at no stats but the INTs. Guys are sending guys to the Pro Bowls in 1 game. Simple as that. Joshua Bledsoe, 2. Adrian Amos had 2. Alexander had 2. So Nana was donating 2. Rodney Harris had a pick. Kyle Duggar had a pick. Malaya had a pick. McGrone had a pick. Joe Jawan Williams had a pick. Rashad Wild Goose had a pick. Jonathan Jones had a pick. And then Curtis Bolton had a pick for them. They throwing donations out there left and right now. All right, so let's see if I could talk about something good with Nano right now. Let's go to the Patriots and get out of their defense and go see what they did as receivers right now. Mike Evans, 4 catches, 162, but he didn't see the end zone. Miles Boykins did 1 woo baby for a touchdown, and Paris Campbell had another little baby woo baby for a touchdown. So that's how that game went. Go. Hashtag Falky. Hi. All right, so we keep on sliding on down the schedule and look at that game didn't get played. Buccaneers, Panthers didn't get played. Jaguars, Ravens did get played. 51-17. Baltimore over the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, so this game came strictly down to the early struggle too, of Trevor Lawrence right now. 68.3, 235, 2 touchdowns. He threw 8 INTs. Bottom line, you can't turn the ball over like this and expect to win a ball game right now. Guns, man, your football team, you were inside this game. What was the game? What happened?
Got our ass with it.
All right, so let me ask you a question. Oh my God! All right, you got to deal with KFC. See you later for the first time this season right now, man. What do you think about this back? Now that you got the plane.
I mean, I thought for the most part, we had a good strategy to kind of keep him under control. But the thing about it is, the offense just keeps wearing on you. Then sooner or later, when you're starting to bring him down, next thing you know, you're looking up and he's still running. So it's...
Yeah, they just lean on people, man. They can just lean on people for sure. The guy gets stronger each carry, bro. So, but you guys did a hell of a job against the passing game. Really held Lamar under check. He was a little frustrated in the game with his coach. You saw them arguing on the sideline, and for the first time ever in their career, usually they got a completely love relationship. Lamar was pissed off in this game. I don't know why. I don't know if it was the frustration of him not really being able to get it going or what, but that's what happened. Pooh scored a touchdown, 4 for 72. Hollywood scored 4 for 88 and a touchdown. Kurt Sampson, a young gunner, 3 for 89 in a tee. Stephon Diggs, 4 for 91 in the tee. And the reason why I'm talking about Kurt Sampson is because he was a Baltimore Raven. He was drafted by the Ravens and traded right after the draft. And I think he's going to be a big-time player for you eventually, man. What do you expect him to do during his growth when he gets to that point where you can really, start to benefit from what he is?
Well, we've been working him out of the slot, just trying to get a rhythm going. And get his volumes of catches up. I really like his development ever since Stephon has joined the team. He seems, and I really don't know. This is why this trade was so important to me. I don't know what it is, but his routes are crisper. He's getting his releases. I don't know what it is. Ever since Diggs have joined this team, he's just running better, so we're trying to get him the ball and get him prepared to...
You know exactly what it is. You understand what this game about. Pit veterans on the field with some of these young guys, and your whole team start to play a lot better. It's just that simple. Diggs comes over, he draws the attention, and not only does he draw the attention, the work ethic and practice habits that he come with, those other guys pick up on, and they start to play a lot better. So I think what you're seeing now is you might not have a guy that's going to be... restricted to just the slot. I think you're going to better move him all around the field.
Absolutely.
All right, so Patrick Queen had to go back into Baltimore, and he made his presence known. He had 14 tackles, 2 tackles for losses in this game. How important was this game to him, man, to go back and play against his old teammates?
He wasn't the only one. We had Patrick, we had Chuck, and we had Anthony. I thought they did a really good or a pretty decent job of not letting Hollywood and some of the other guys, get loose. Patrick did everything he could to, make as many tackles and cover. But this is one of those games where, I was hoping that he'll be able to create turnovers and lead the defense. But that run game, you can't create turnovers when you can't stop the run game.
Man, listen, before the game and after, he said, after the game, actually, he said, I understand it's a business. They traded me the moment they drafted Ray Lewis's son. It's Ray Lewis's son, so I know they wasn't expecting to keep me around. But it was my job to show him that I was the better linebacker today. Did he go out there and do that? I mean, Ray Lewis only had 5 tackles in this game. He did have a sack, but 14 and 2 tackles for losses, I think that trumps what young Ray did in this ball game. INT wise, AI. Go ahead, I'm listening. My bad.
Well, no. I mean, we were looking to create turnovers, and it was just a game where it took too long to get our confidence going, because it was like anything that could go wrong, everything from misreads or trying to do too much on the field, and even when we created a turnover, created a fumble, and it was picked up by Baltimore
for a touchdown, right?
Ran in for a touchdown.
8 niggas around the ball. That's just crazy.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was the way the game was going. Some home field love there. All right, so young rookie corner Anthony AI had 2 INT. Brandon Stevens had 2. Surratt, the middle linebacker, had 2. Marlon Humphreys had a pick. Then you go to the other side of it. Cisco had a pick. Neal had a pick. And Tyson Campbell had a pick. We're going to come back to Tyson Campbell. Mr. Baltimore, Captain Baltimore, Donovan Steiner also had a pick in this game too. But let's go back to Tyson Campbell. Do you feel like this is the game that him having the game he had? 4 tackles, a tackle for loss, and an INT in this game. You got into another game the week after, and he was lights out, shut down. Do you think this is going to be when you go back and look back on Tyson Campbell's career, you say this is the game that made him realize he can play in this league and play with the top dogs?
It really could. It did a lot for his confidence, and and he talked about it. We lost our a veteran corner in a trade. We gave up a leader on defense for a leader on offense. So now, it's forcing a lot of these guys to grow up. But I think Avery and Henderson has done a good job of, just putting their arms around him and just telling them, keeping them confident. And it did springboard him from one game to the next. I know we can't get into that right now, but it definitely made a difference.
No doubt. All right, those young Jaguars are exactly that, young Jaguars, man. Baltimore is on the flip side of things, too. They're very young as well. Both teams up and coming, grade B on some shit going into the future, man. Future looks bright. Okay, to the section that we like to get to, man. Hey, man, we talk it out. We're going to argue and shit. We're going to do what we do. We're going to talk about a few things right now. We're going to stay into the NFC East. And while we're going to talk about the NFC East, all 4 teams are impressive to me. All right, so we'll start this conversation with this. Season 1, this team went down. That division went down to at least the last 3 games to decide who was going to win the division. And all 4 of them had made their case going down the stretch. They all took different paths that way. With the Cowboys winning out, with the Giants also making the playoffs. Those 2 teams went in. The other 2 teams, don't have to hang their head down that they didn't make the playoffs, because we know the future was bright over there with some teams. Now, probably the one division, you got 2 teams in this division that's really shaking the tree with trades and GM movement. And I think you got direction of 2 teams are building for the future and 2 teams are building to win right now. So let's talk about it, man. Our first situation, we'll talk about the positives of all 4 teams in the NFC. The positives of all 4 teams in the NFC, right? And do we think this division is going to continue going forward to be a 4-man race between who can win this division? All right, so that would be the first question. Do you think going forward this will be a 14 race every year, like for the most part every year?
Right now it's going to be a 3-team race, and the reason why I say that is because I believe that that Dallas is going to start over.
Right.
it just depends on how much of a transition they make. You know, if they keep their key pieces in place and continue to build around them, then yes, it will be a four-man race. But I think that if they decide to blow it up and being knowing how good of a GM, you know, they have, you know, down there in Dallas, I believe it may take a season or two before it becomes another four-man race again. But I have total confidence in the GM. I just don't know to what lengths they are going to, you know, it's going to be kind of a wait and see how far into a rebuild they're going to go.
All right, I agree. All right, I completely agree with you, word for word, what you're saying. I agree. All right, this is what I want to say about the Cowboys. All right, we know, again, the one thing that you can't, that we will never take away from the Cowboys is this. You said it, great GM. This guy is a really good GM mover. Again, I think the way trades were, the way things were, the new rules to trade, and kind of shut him down a little bit. But I think he got an attitude right now, right? And this is what I'll say about Coach Snake over there with the Cowboys. He got an attitude right now. He felt slighted last year. He felt handicapped. He made a trade for a new player that came in the league. He was the first person to go make a trade for DK Metcalf, and Roger Goodell stopped it, right? That's the first thing. Not only did it get stopped and got reversed, he did his job. He didn't argue about it. He didn't have no issues with it. He reversed the trade, but reversing that trade fucked him. Right, so he comes to, it fucks him his cap wise, because once you make that trade, that cap shit is crazy when you send it back, right? So it fucked him, right? So in his mind, he's 100% right here, but I told him late during the draft, right before the off season, we got to the draft part, was like, go put in everybody that's in the rules chat, pretty much on chat right now. Holler at them, and as long as they just gonna have to put a vote in, I don't see nobody saying no to it. He manned up. Nah, I'm good, bro, because at the end of the day, he know I was supposed to fix that right away, because that wasn't an issue he created. The new guy accepted the trade too fast, bottom line. So that right there gave him an attitude. That's the first attitude, right? Then the second thing comes down to it is, damn, bro, I need to motherfucking do what I do during the off season and shit, and I can't do nothing in the off season. Then he had to play with 33 players. We literally saw game one, Zach Martin starting off offensive tackle and playing starting linebacker for this team, right? And not one time did he bitch about it or complain about it. You know what I'm saying? He let it be known, and he bitched about it, complained about it at all, right? And no bailout still, right? And then it's like, all right, well, I'm like 1-5 now. You want to be trying to bail me out and shit after we play, right? God damn, what's up, right? Well, it's just me getting around to it and all that late. So he got an attitude, right? But his attitude ain't no bitch ass nigga attitude. You know what I mean by that is he ain't shut it down. He ain't on some I don't want to play no more or nothing like that. I think it's great, make him a monster right now going forward, right? So. He was able to fix some things, right? Got some things taken care of, got some things fixed, but it put him behind the 8 ball. So I don't think he's in a mode of, damn, we ass, we can't compete. I think he's slighted. He felt slighted. He felt handicapped, and it stopped him from being able to really make a run and still be relevant in his division right now. So I think that attitude and knowing that he's going to better come into the off season, and he's going to better do some things that nobody else was being able to do, because as a commissioner, I always fix shit and make right what I did wrong, right? So you got a guy who's about to be able to do some things that nobody else can do, right? And because of that, I think he's going to be right back in the mix here. Now, when you got a guy that's mad right now, because he is mad, because I don't think he thinks these guys are better than him in his division. I think he he got handicapped while everybody else got the benefit from it. Now let's think about the other things that pissed him off. All right, he get a scenario. His GM goes out and finds him a really good tight end, and then a week later, that tight end is on another team. And right now, he still don't have that tight end after being able to play a game with him and put him a part of his offense. He don't get to play that tight end. That's another thing that's going to make him mad. So that's 3 things right now that got this guy mad. And yet, I still haven't heard him bitch about it. Have you?
No, I mean, not bitch about it. I mean, we discussed it, and he already knew. He knew from the very beginning that I don't think he's concerned about the tight end, because he already has Bradley Moore at tight end, so it's not a huge concern. He knew that he got it off of a scenario, and he knew the scenario wasn't right. So you're right. He absolutely did not complain. He just wanted to make it known that, hey, I didn't do anything. This was a scenario that gave me this play. This
Right.
So shout out to him for that.
But I think when you looking for fuel and you looking for a reason, you know what I mean, to put yourself in gorilla mode, I think he uses that as ammo, right? Then he has to see DK Metcalf comes right back to his division and playing for the New York Giants. Is that not a smack in your face? Is that another thing that's gonna make you like, these motherfuckers right here, bro? Like, come on now, right? Now, to my defense, no, nobody was trading for the Seahawks players like that, like those type of players, until he showed that he was going to stay in the league. You know what I mean? He's a new guy, new coach, so I know he understood that part of it. But then to come back around to it, damn, now this nigga is playing in my division right now. So they all over here getting stronger. I'm trying to fix shit that, wasn't my fault, and I'm trying to put a roster together. But what he got over here is, no matter what, when we played, he had an 89 overall roster, right? So that told me he still had one of the better teams in the league, still, to this moment right now. So let's take a look at it. I think the Cowboys are dealing with a situation where they're trying to figure out if they're going to go forward with Dak Prescott or not, right? They're not. And I don't think they are. And I do think Dak Prescott days aren't over. My question is, if nobody is willing to come get a Dak Prescott, are we going to see a guy that's going to end up being a backup in this league, or even sitting in free agency like Teddy Bridgewater?
I don't think he's going to sit. I really do think that there are some teams out there, just like what we said about Aaron Rodgers, that may be one veteran away.
Yeah.
Or either it could be a backup situation, maybe for somebody who has a young quarterback and they want to mentor.
Right.
But hopefully he's got a lot left in the tank. So hopefully a team will actually come and get him, and you give him another opportunity to continue his career as a starting quarterback.
All right, so then you go to the running back position. Ezekiel Elliott took some time off this year as far as being a bell cow of this team right now. All right, so you go dig into what he did in 2021. This guy had 416 carries. This year he only got 138, right? The workload is not heavy on him. I think that's in his favor more than it's not. I think the fact that he, turned into a Dak Prescott to find out what he gonna have with a Dak Prescott, I think it turned into a good thing for him, because you're not treading his tires right now. I think he just saved Ezekiel and gave him an extra year or two on his on the running backs longevity. So I think because he's not running him in the hole right now, that he's gonna better come back and to him and give him 25 to 30 carries a game next year with no issues. So I do think that's a good thing right there, right? So Ezekiel is back, and I do think anything you build it amongst Ezekiel. Then you still got Tony Pollard here, who's the speed back right here, who will be a better back next year for him. All right, James Conner at fullback. You're looking at the offense. Amari Cooper, I don't think Amari is going to still be here, although, talking to a couple guys, they think he's going to keep Amari Cooper. I don't. I think Amari's out of here as well. And I honestly think anybody that doesn't think that they can come get an X-Factor receiver at 28 and really still do some things with him. Look what you're doing with Stephon Diggs. How fast did he make your other receivers play better?
Right away.
But do you think Snake sees that, or is everything around Tree Owens?
I think, and I was going to comment about him, I think that what he did was, when he missed out on a DK Metcalf, he did what I tell a lot of people, when they say, some people say they made a hole, okay, oh well, go make another hole. So
listen,
I think that's...
I say this all the time, though, right? My bad to cut you off. Yeah, go ahead and trade for DK Metcalf and all that when there's 4 of them in the draft every year. Here go DK Metcalf right here. He don't need DK. He not even thinking about DK Metcalf. The only thought process he got is, damn, this nigga got DK Metcalf on the Giants. When I was trying to get him, I couldn't get him. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? What's that, crew love or something? That's all. That's what I know he thinking. You know what I'm saying? He got to be thinking that, right? But it's not that. But he got to be thinking that. But he already surpassed that conversation, because Tree Owens is a monster. There's nobody that played this guy, and I've been discrediting this receiver all year. I'm saying I don't think he's gonna be that guy next year. I'm saying all types of stuff about him. But this is DK Metcalf right here without the 95 speed.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
So I do think, you know what I mean, with the draft picks they're going to be allowed to have this year and the things that they're going to do, Amari Cooper will be on the trade block, and I think somebody will pick up Amari Cooper from him and all that. Now, at the tight end position, you said you like their tight ends, and I will argue that that kid that he got in that scenario would have upped the tight end ante over here. Completely would have gave him a two-headed monster instead of a one dog, right? Completely, but you know it is what it is. Now his rebuild, he remember, you know what else pissed him off? This was the fourth thing that pissed him off. Tyron Smith retired at 29 years old on him.
Yeah, that was big.
But Zach Martin is here. He's 31, but he's still going to be here, right? And you go across this line, you got some issues over here, a lot of 70s and all that. But what I would say is the future will look bright for this team over here, right? Prince Tilwagen, when they'll go on Superstar. Right, and then you go look at the right tackle, Laylo Collins, 91 overall. Falky got a top 5 running back who said you can't do both. Fuck, you ain't never seen a person in their world always motherfucker. What's that? Third person himself, Falky. Falky this, Falky that. Falky got a top 5 RB who said you can't do both. Oh God, right. So all right. So let's get into our debates and what we're talking about right now. Do you think the Cowboys will fight for this division next year?
No.
All right, I'll make a case that they will fight for this division next year. And here's why. I think as much as they know they're going to tear the draft up, I think they're also going to be able to do some things where they're going to put some more good pieces around them that can play already veterans. I mean, these guys they're up there in age, but they're the guys with the high thresholds, right? So they're going to come back and play at a high level for him right now. Defensively, I think he's still in a situation where he has a good defense on the field right now. Again, you don't have an 89 overall with an ass football team, and just having that high overall 89 as a team it speaks volumes, right? I think a lot of his losing was, remember, as much as he went through. At the end of last year after winning a divisional game, winning the wild card game in the playoffs, as much as he went through during the off season, he still was like three situations away from being like 5-2 instead of 1-5 it was, or 2-5 or whatever it was, 0-5. He was 4-2. My bad. He was 0-6. He could have been 4-2 in those moments, right? It was only 2 games that really looked bad on his schedule. A couple of them he lost by coaching and just just a couple things he did wrong. But you still got your centerpieces here. And the one thing I will say about this team is when you get to the secondary, this is where they're legit at. I like the youth. I like everything they got over here when it comes down to safeties, corners, everything. They are ready to go back, bring it back, bring the beat back, and do some things over here. Off season can change a lot of fortunes. Off season can do some things. You see what the Saints doing with his young talent. You see some of the young talent amongst our diaper dandies amongst the league that's putting in work right now. You get 3 or 4 pieces that become legit starters for you, and who knows, if they playing at a high level, you might not even really look like you're rebuilding and look like you need to get them developed because they playing such at a high level. We got guys all through the league right now that got rookies, diaper dandies on their team that's shitting right now. So I think this team, once they it all solely rests on his GM skills that we trust and believe in, right?
Right.
And if he does what I know he's capable of doing, with me fixing, some of the issues we created for him, I think he'll be right back in the mix and competing as one of the 4 teams over here that can win the division. That's my debate. My debate is he will compete next year right away. And your debate is?
It's not because he can't. It's because he's not going to because of the depth of how much transition that team is going to go through.
Right.
So it's only because of that. I think that if we see Amari Cooper lead the team, if he go ahead and move, if he decides to move Zeke and address some of the things during the draft, if he decides to move Dak Prescott, those 3 pieces right there, to me, is going to take another season to replace them, even with the best GM.
All right, I feel you.
So like I said, it's not because he can't. I just want to re-emphasize that.
All right, and my thing is, you're right. If he decides to get rid of all three of those monsters, I honestly think he could keep a Dak Prescott and go forward with him, Dak and a Zeke. Now, I wouldn't mind seeing, maybe Amari Cooper going, because I think, you got your number one receiver over there. You could probably go get another young receiver and kind of bring him up too. But if he does keep all three of those pieces and then do his GM shit and get this team put together, he's still in the mix, because that overall will stay high. And I just think the Cowboys' offensive line too, they got to get developed right now. He got some superstars on that line, but they just got to get developed.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So me personally, if you're gonna, unless you are all in on Zeke, this is the time to move him.
Right.
He's 27 years old, 90 speed. If there's a drop in anything, you're not going to get the value for him that you would want. And you can trade him to a team, and at least that team knows that they'll have a running back that's at the top of their game at least for the next 2 to 3 seasons. It would be worth the investment if they. Me personally, that's how I make moves. If I know I can get at least 2 years or more out of a veteran player playing at a high level, to me, it's worth the investment.
Right. I think he can get away with honestly not even offering those guys and really doing some things over here, because he's going to have the capital to better do some things, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So he can keep all three of those guys and be right back in the mix too. So I do agree. I think it's depending on how he move, and we're solely basing this off of his past GM movements. He's really good at GM, and I think this year he'll understand how to move. It was hard when guys couldn't get firsts, and he came in the league on some blowing the cowgirls up type shit, and then realized, wait a minute, I can't get this or this for these guys. It ain't worth it. So it might be worth him just keeping those guys, man. They ain't like they're 30 years old plus. I mean, you got some veterans on this team where I think you kind of need to let those guys stay still and bring these young guys in, and so they can speed up their process. So I like that. Now let's go to the Eagles. All right. We're not doing this. You already fucking asked me that same question 1,000 times. I'm not answering the phone this time around. All right. Eagles set it off, right? That's the set off team. They set it off with busting moves. When you got 3 first-round picks in season 1, you can bust moves, right? And they're busting their moves right now. They got Deshaun Watson, who I arguably will say he's the best quarterback in the league this year. Jamal Adams is the captain of that secondary, along with, God damn, all you want to do is ask me the same damn question. What's up, Mom? What's up? What's up, sweetheart? Yeah. Can you hear me? Give me a second. What up, Lady Love? What do you want or me? What's up, baby?
I don't know what happened to the phone.
What phone?
I was calling you and I was saying it was, I couldn't get
The volume was just low. I heard you, but you couldn't hear me loud enough.
what time you bring the car?
About an hour.
Alright, Erica gonna follow you?
I hope so.
Okay.
Alright. Alright, back at it, man. This movement shit blowing my shit. So, alright. So this is set it off team, right? That's my argument for the Eagles right now. Is this the best team in their division? Let's say this. Now, I want to ask you the question. I'm going to say they're the best team in their division. Let's argue. What side of the argument you on? Best team in the division or not?
I think they are the best team right now. I mean, they've had that roster has been together longer. I know that the Giants have made some major moves, and I know that the football team has their young offense has continued to gel. But I think the Eagles have the best balance of veteran and young players on both sides of the football. And they've been playing together the longest right now, and they're playing at a high level.
Yeah, man, because this team started off 1-6. They made the move for Deshaun Watson and Jamal Adams, and they went through some shit, but they pulled it together late. I mean, they on like a They like an 18-2 run right now. Arguably two games. Two games, arguably in those 2 games, they really should be undefeated. They could be the only undefeated team this year. They've been playing that good. They got and they're built, man. They got some young rookies that's coming in and growing up. They got veterans at corner. Their number 1 and 2 corners are top tier corners in the league as well. We talked about them year 1 as just the best corner tandem in the league, and we had them picked amongst the Dolphins and I think it was one more team that we was talking about as far as corner wise. Then they go get Jamal Adams. They draft the number 1 free safety in the draft, Savage. And then they're getting those veterans on the D line to step up, guys. And some of these guys are veterans, but only 25 and 26 years old, but they've been on the team for 4 and 5 years, right? And then they got the older guys. They all are playing at a high level right now. This team is playing on both sides of the ball really well right now, to the point where, again, I call them the set it off team. And again, I could argue that Deshaun Watson is the best quarterback we got this year, as far as gameplay, right? And the only reason why I'll say he's the best quarterback right now is because all his games and all his shit he's doing is natural right now. And if you take some of the computer shit I've done, some of these top quarterbacks that's played computer games versus him playing all his games, I think his numbers is better than everybody else's right now, and he's at a high clip at 70+% completion percentage right now. They put a familiar face amongst him with D Hop at receiver. Devontae still developing at a high level. He's balling out of control, and they got 3 running backs in the backfield with 3 styles of play, and all 3 of those plays bring problems to who they're playing right now. I do think this is the best team in this division right now, and one of the best teams in the league at this point this year. All right, so now let's debate right now. I don't think they're gonna motherfucking win the division. Do you?
I think they win the division. I don't see why they. I just think that the team is just hitting on all cylinders right now. I think they will win the division.
Right. So I think they are hitting on all cylinders right now, and every team has to go through those trap games. Every team has to go through a slip up. Every team is going to go through. Somebody's going to come in the building and be well prepared for the shit they're doing right now, and they're not under the radar no more. They're not under the radar team no more. Bottom line, and I think that pressure is going to put this guy in a situation. And I do think 3 out of the 4 teams over there now. I think the Washington football team played them twice already. I think they lost both games, or he split a game with the Washington football team. I'm not sure. I'm not going to go to the schedule and figure it out. I don't know if they split or not. I do think this though. I do think it's going to come down to coaching. Now, right now, you said they're hitting on all cylinders right now, but there's another team that's flying high off of the moves they made. When you got a team that's flat out zeroed in on the Eagles only, right? Because I don't think the Giants are sold in on a football team or sold in on a Cowboy team. The Giants' moves are made strictly off the counter the Deshaun Watson moves, the Jamal Adams move, the D Hop move. You go get D Hop, the Giants go get Stephon Gilmore, right? You go get Jamal Adams and draft you a couple of corners. Got them dog corners over there. They go get DK Metcalf. All right, you got Deshaun Watson. They go get Danger Russ. They go get Russell Wilson. So they're countering everything the Eagles is doing right now, and they're both playing at a high level right now. And the Giants are already, by default, up 1 game over the Eagles, and that's a lot of pressure for the Eagles to be under, especially losing the game to a glitch field goal, right? Extra point at that. So when they come into that Giants game again, the Giants are already 1 game ahead of them, and I think that's pressure for the Eagles to play on. And if it comes down to them two, I like the Giants being more comfortable than the Eagles are. They're gonna press a little bit, in my opinion. What do you think? Counter that shit.
I mean, hey, you make a fair point. But I think that the veterans that they have, like I said, you're talking about the Fletcher Cox on defense. I don't see a defense being rattled because they already have veterans on it that's battle tested. You got a DeAndre Hopkins on offense. I think that they will keep their car in the road, and I think that they'll be right there to challenge the football team. They'll go toe to toe and make the best team win.
This team is built for the playoffs, though, bro. They, like you said, they got veterans where they need them, have them at. This team is not, you're right, they're not going to fold under anything, but is the coach going to fold? That's my question. How good of a coach are you really right now, man? I just put the spotlight on him. That means you ain't flying under the radar no more. Guys, great, start paying attention. That means when you broadcast your game and you playing, and you know half the league ain't even watching you play because they don't know, they ain't the Eagles. They don't know who you are, so they ain't worrying about you now. Now we talking about you right now, and you can't even broadcast no more. That simple. Pressure plus pipes right now, flat out. Bust pipes right now. I like this team. I love how they playing right now. But yeah, I think that game that the Giants stole from them is going to come back to haunt them in their second game right now. All right, the next team we're going to talk about is the Washington football team. Now, last year the Washington football team played way better than their expectations was, right? Their team started off with a great defense, really fast in the secondary, especially the back two safeties. They're fucking super fast. They started off high, and then they went on like a 4 or 5 game losing streak to knock themselves out of their playoffs. Now this year, you know, they're back in the mix. They got another quarterback. Like, their quarterback situation changed, but how much did it really change? They went from Heineke to a rookie. Out of these teams, they're not moving through the trading game, right? They're not going in the trading game. They're moving through the draft and putting their team together and build up and really building up the players that's already on this roster right now. When you see these 3 teams meet up 3 seasons from now, I think the Washington football team will come back and say are the better football team, because they're going to be the more experienced team. They're going to be the team that played together for longer. And in my opinion, you know, those guys that's going to grow up on that team is going to be, you know, better off later on. Where I think in the Giants and the Eagles situations, eventually they're going to have to reset some things.
Absolutely.
There's no reset for the football team. Everything is, we'll see what we look like 2 to 3 seasons from now, buddy. Because everybody on this team, as long as we keep it together, will be a problem in year 3 and 4.
I agree. And those veterans that we're praising right now, they'll be on the downside of their careers.
Right.
You know, so I absolutely agree with you 100%.
We watching 2 teams chase each other, and it's almost they playing chess with each other. Okay, you moved, I move. You move, I move. Just like that. You feel me? And you watch another team like, man, I deal with this superstar shit y'all got going on over right now, but just remember who the fuck I am when it come out of the building. Know that I always got a top 3 defense, and that offense is going to catch up sooner or later, right? Sitting there chilling, he building a whole different way than they building. And then you got a guy that's over there mad as a fucking motherfucker right now. He ready to kill somebody. He's so mad and can't wait for the off season. I like all 4 of these teams over here. They're our most active division, and these guys really all come with some different things, looking for the same results right now. So as a division, would you say this is our best division?
I think it's still definitely from top to bottom is the best division in the league, from top to bottom.
Top to bottom, right? Right, I agree too. We seeing some different things out of these guys right now, right? I would say with the Washington football team, I think, you know, there are a couple of understanding their team situations away from really being the bell cowers division. I think if they get a ball to Antonio Gibson the way they're supposed to be, I think we wouldn't even be talking about, you know, oh my God, the Eagles is the best team in this division. Oh my God, the Giants, like fumbles and turnovers away from, you know, you can't really say much about their game against the Giants because they got aired both those times off of 7 to 9 turnovers, right? But again, we can deal with that with the youth over there, right? I think, you know, the steady play of the Giants, the steady play of the Eagles right now, can almost put them in a cocky ass attitude that it's between them two. I mean, everything they're doing is between them two right now, and I think that will be the worst thing they can do with the football team sitting right behind all that shit.
Yeah, they got a defense that's going absolutely nowhere.
Nowhere.
You know, so they can run out however many, you know, veterans that they want. That young defense is going to be right there every single time, not moving.
In the mix right now, they're going to be playing like they want to play it all day long. All right, so is there anybody that you can see in this division running off the division like 2 or 3 times in a row? Or you think it'll always be somebody different?
It's gonna be back and forth. It's always gonna be somebody different.
I agree. I don't even think we're gonna see a guy win it 2 times in a row.
That's gonna be a testament to that team if we do, because that's the ultimate sign of consistency.
All right.
And but they're all capable of knocking each other's heads off, on a week to week basis.
All of them over here are showing good signs of 4 phases of football, right? And all of them are really actively doing things when it comes down to GMing that makes these guys special, and the reason why they can, win in their division and win outside of their division right now. You got the Washington football team haven't lost the AFC game yet. Look, I mean, the Giants just went over there and beat the dog shit out of the Browns. The Eagles is just, the Eagles is giving, they shooting it out with guys and coming out with the win. They airing guys and coming out with the win. I mean, and they doing it through that ground and the air. And then when that's all said and done, they're doing it through the defensive side of things right now. This division is really important right now, and is really like setting the tone of the whole league. And I want to see, is there any other division that can catch up to that at all over here right now, because they're the most consistent division we got right now. Yo, Guns, bro, I was our debate. It was hard because, we talking about some things that we agreed on a lot more in this one. We ain't have to punch each other in the face this time around. That's our show, though. AntHits, the franchise guru, and you're here with the bull Guns. You already know how we do it. NFC East is the talk of the town right now. They everything y'all want to talk about. Some guys need to look what they doing and model themselves after that right now, because they balling over there. And beware of those Cowboys, man. That boy Snake is one of the best GMs we got in the league. If you got any concerns about cap space and money or anything like that, and you don't know how to look at things, you better go holler at him, because he knows what's going on when it come down to that shit. And here's the franchise guru. We are out of here.
Holla.
Holla.